Nestled in the heart of American coal country sits the Mountaineer Power Plant that at first glance looks like its traditional coal-fired counterparts.
What's this part of the process?
This is the CO2 compressor.
The newest part of the plant, a 5-story, multi-million-dollar structure that began operating this fall, makes this facility a one-of-a-kind experiment as the world's first ever coal-fired power plant to capture and store some of the carbon dioxide that would otherwise be released into the atmosphere as a heat-trapping pollutant.
We take that CO2, we then inject it underground into one of 2 injection reservoirs.
Project manager Brian Sherrick says the West Virginia plant has received worldwide attention as countries like China and India grapple with pollution from coal as well.
We want to see how well the process works, what energy demand it requires, both electricity and steam.
The project is an expensive partnership between plant owner American Electric Power and French company Alstom. The 2 companies are spending more than $100 million to capture just a tiny fraction of the plant's carbon emissions, under 2%. The goal? To see if the technology can be ramped up for wide-scale commercial use.
We still need to learn a lot about this technology in order for it to be fully deployable.
The new technology, called carbon capture and sequestration, essentially works this way. Carbon dioxide is compressed, liquefied, and injected thousands of feet underground into porous rock, sealed off by a layer of less porous rock above to hold the CO2 in place. Experts like energy professor Kelly Sims Gallagher of Tufts University say experiments like the Mountaineer Project are critical to answering questions about the cost and safety of the process.
We need to be doing many more demonstrations of the carbon storage part of the equation.
In the shadow of the plant just across the river, local resident Elisa Young worries about safety.
Let's face it, this is an experiment. The nature of an experiment is that you do not know what will happen.
She's concerned about carbon dioxide injections triggering seismic activity or leaking out of the reservoirs.
I'm sorry, but no scientist in the world can convince me that there is not a 50-50 chance it's going to go in this direction.
Plant owner American Electric Power maintains it is taking proper safety precautions. It's drilled wells around the injection sites to monitor groundwater and keep track of where the carbon dioxide goes.
Catastrophic risks are probably, I would say, minimal.
Geology professor Tim Carr of West Virginia University believes if done properly in the right location, underground rock formations can store carbon dioxide safely. He notes that CO2 injections have been used for decades to help extract oil and gas from the earth. He sees carbon capture and storage as a way of speeding up what Mother Nature would do eventually.
There is something called the carbon cycle. We've been digging up carbon. That's called coal. That's called oil, that's called gas. That was buried in the earth, and we're putting it back.
And now, a big boost for the project. The U.S. Department of Energy has announced $334 million in stimulus money over the next 10 years for American Electric Power to expand its carbon capture and storage operation. But resident Elisa Young believes that's a waste.
It's like we're taking our kids for a drive out in the country and kicking them out. This is a dead end, and so the time to invest in renewables is now.
Company officials say they're also investing in renewable energy, but say putting that infrastructure into place will take time. And some experts say because coal remains a cheap, abundant source of energy for the world, retrofitting or building new plants globally with carbon capture and storage technology could one day prove critical to slowing climate change. Over the next few years, American Electric Power hopes to expand its use of carbon capture and storage. The eventual goal? To take what officials are learning here and one day apply that technology to power plants across the country. Elaine Quijano, CNN, New Haven, West Virginia.